Good morning everybody. We are in Keswick today and we're doing two fells. We are doing Latrigg and we are doing Lonscale Fell. And while we're at Lonscale Fell, which is the Wainwright, we're going to also just pop over to Lonscale Pike. We've managed to park, you show this, almost right next to the start of the footpath that goes up towards Latrigg. We're going to start off by going over the A66 and up there. You can see at that peak. That'll be our first Wainwright for today. This is the noisy part of our route as we cross the A66, but our walk continues ahead. It's a very well defined path so far. That's our view after 10 minutes. Not bad. You can still hear the traffic, yeah. Very popular for runners, this walk. There's quite a few that have already gone past. So here we take the right fork and we'll be coming back from the left later on in the day. So at this point, rather than continuing on the path, we're taking this little diversion through the woods just to add a bit of interest. It's not very far. It'll come out, but there's many ways to the top. So we're going to have to cross this stile, come out the woods and continue up. Although short, I think we've chosen the steepest possible route. It's definitely the most direct, so that makes sense. I'm not going to lie, but I'm struggling up this hill. I'm really hot. It's a hot day today. We'll get there. I've just come out of the woods. I'm half dead, but this is the view just as you come out the other side. You can see Bastham-thwaite Lake over there and Dodd. That's where we were last week. I have to say, if you want to choose the toughest way to get up this hill, I think we've done that. Problem is, you get older and heavier and carry a bigger rucksack of stuff that you don't really need. Things become difficult. Louise says she's seen the bench. That's good. So from this seat, if you want an easy route, see where that track goes. The gravel track will go to a car park. And I think it's about 20 minutes walk, very gentle. So this is definitely an accessible place for anybody really. Highly rewarded. So from the seat we continue up to the peak of Latrigg. If you look over to the left you can see Lonscale, which is there, and then a bit further across you've got the Skiddaw range. So as we're approaching the top of this path, before it starts to go back down again, if you come off to the left you'll see the actual summit, the Wainwright summit, and I think it's engraved in the rock. What have we got? Ooh, never seen that before. So looking across from Latrigg with Skiddaw over to the left, you can see Lonscale Fell in front of us, and we're going to be taking that zigzaggy path by the looks of it. So we just realised that we've taken a slightly wrong path. So we're just heading across the field to get to the main path. You can see it going up and people on it already. So the path we should have took is just coming in from the right now. And this heads down to that car park I mentioned earlier. So you can see that if you'd park there, it's quite an easy walk up to Latrigg. Thank you. So as you can imagine, on such a sunny day, if you came up here you probably wouldn't be able to park up here. You'd have to park right the way down the bottom of the road. We're going up on the left, and over there on the right is the way we'll be coming back down. It's much nicer, less steep. Right then, time to get into our rhythm, as I feel this is going to be a slog up. I remember doing this years ago, and we went up Skiddaw, couldn't see a thing. Today, couldn't ask for better really. So these guys ahead are cheating. They're going to climb to the top and then fly down. So you can see where we've come from the car park, down the bottom there. And you can see Keswick and Derwent Water. Pretty much the whole of Derwent Water is visible now. One of my favourite views, with all of those hills in the background. Beautiful. Still a little way to go up here. We have to go right to the very top, and then the path will be like a T-junction. Left to Skiddaw Little Man and right to Lonscale Fell and Lonscale Pike. So the route comes off here, and we now start our walk up towards Lonscale Fell, but we're going to try to do it without losing too much height, which we should be able to do. Right then, back on the path, up here, turn right, and then up to Lonscale Fell for a bit of lunch and maybe a fly of the drone. And that is Lonscale Fell in front of us. We could have gone left there and crossed the gate to be on the other side of this fence, but according to the map a bit further up here there's another gate and we end up on this side of the fence anyway, so I don't see any point at the moment in going over to the other side just to come back to this side again. There's clearly a path here anyway, so people, I imagine, take either route. What time is it now? It's 12:15, so it's taken us what, about 2.25 hours to get to here. Lonscale Fell, yeah, beauty. This is going to be our lunch stop for today. You can see Derwent Water on the right, and we think that is Thirlmere over there on the left, certainly in the right direction anyway. Well, it was lovely having lunch with views and watching the paragliders do their thing. Quite a few of them up today. Just about to go off to Lonscale Pike. Looks like there's somebody asleep on the top there. Try not to wake them as we go across. And then after that, it's a case of heading back down to Keswick. Met a couple of people from Cambridgeshire. And that is your peak. It's quite a drop down there. Want to lose your footing. Look at that view. That is actually breathtaking. Yeah. Just a little bit further to go down here, and then we're going to be taking a right. Clearly see our path in front. It's much lighter coloured. It goes across this path. We're going to be taking the right turn at that point. Right, we've reached the point where we're going to turn right. Louise thinks this is the Cumbria way, and that will take us back towards Keswick. This is one of those paths that's quite a relief to end your walk on, although we haven't finished. But after that big steep part, it gives the knees and the thighs a bit of a break, and the big toes on the shoes. Nearly back at the car park under Scar. So from here you can see the way that we went up on the other side of the valley. We crossed the stream. So you can just about make out the bench up there. Maybe you can't, I don't know. And here we are back at Keswick. Superb walk again, glorious weather. I would say probably the hardest part actually was the steep part up to the bench at Latrigg. When we went through the woods, I think maybe if we'd stuck to the main path that would have been a bit easier. And then the rest of it, probably the bit that went up the side where you could go straight on and then left towards Skiddaw and then right towards Lonscale Fell. That was probably the next hardest part, which is not surprising really. It was very steep, but once you got to the top it was nice. Met a few nice people as always. It's good to be back. It's now 3:30. What time did we leave? About 10 o'clock ish. Quarter to 10. So yeah, it's been a good day's walk. So thanks for watching and we'll see you next time. Bye.